Welcome to the 2021 virtual walk to End ALS.
Good morning from Simcoe County.
Good morning from Port Hope.
Hello from Ottawa.
Hello from Pablo.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning from Eastern Toronto.
Barrie.
Etobicoke.
Cornwall.
From Hamilton.
Good morning from Brampton.
Welcome
To the 2021
Virtual walk to End ALS.
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 We may be changing how we walk, but we will never change why.
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 We may be changing how we walk, but we will never change why.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the finish line for this year's Walk to End ALS. Congratulations! You made it. Look, it's been an honor to be your MC for the day. My name is Justin Landry. I've been a volunteer with ALS Canada for several years. And because of my work as an actor, I sometimes play the role as ALS Canada event host. Last year, I emceed the Walk to End ALS when it was virtual for the first time. And it was so successful that they asked me to come back. And also Ben Mulroney was busy. ALS is a cause that is near and dear to my heart. I volunteer in honor of my late mother-in-law, Wendy, or Nino, as is written on the shirt here. She was just an inspiration and someone who personified happiness and positive attitude. And it's my pleasure and honor to participate in memory of her. For many years, the Walk to End ALS has consisted of many in-person events in towns and cities throughout the country. This year, we needed to keep things virtual to keep everybody safe. But no matter what we change, one thing that will never change is why we walk. We walk for every single one of you. We walk for a future without ALS. So congratulations to every one of you that got to today's finish line, even though it was a virtual finish line. Please make sure you send your congrats to one another in the comments. Now, we have had a lot in store over the course, or we have a lot in store over the course of the next hour. I will interview some members of the community. We will be visited by a few celebrities. We have some musical entertainment, and maybe, most excitedly, we have a virtual scavenger hunt. What is a virtual scavenger hunt, you might be asking? Well, we started thinking of a fun activity for the kids, but I think you will all want to play along. Listen carefully. This is how it works. Throughout the next hour, pay close attention because every few minutes you will see one of these. Write them all down, and by the end of the program, it will reveal an important message with a hidden meaning, which we'll explain at the end. Oh, and that wasn't a test. Your first letter was T. Okay, we're about to get the show on the road. It's going to be a ton of fun, I promise you. And to make sure you stick around, we have a big announcement coming at the end, including a shout out to our top fundraisers and the big reveal of our fundraising total.
Hello, my name is Charlotte Bretzer, and I have bulbar ALS.
And I'm Charlotte's husband, Bob. Charlotte was formally diagnosed in August of 2019, but symptoms appeared for several years prior to that. We would like to thank all those who have participated in the virtual walk to End ALS, and in particular, those on Team Charlotte. This is our second walk, and we try to have some fun with things. Charlotte has challenged her team to color their hair purple and also to decorate some footwear for the walk. She adopted the old Nancy Sinatra song, "These Boots Are Made for Walking," as her theme. Our boots were made for walking. ALS, that's just what they'll do. One of these days, our boots are going to walk all over you. As they did last year, Team Charlotte got right into it. Here are a couple of examples of boots created to walk all over ALS.
So thank you, Team Charlotte, and thank you to everyone who supported the Walk to End ALS.
My name is Ritu, and I'm the coordinator for the Brampton Walk to End ALS.
When my mother was diagnosed with this disease, my family was devastated and heartbroken. We had no idea what to expect from it. The ALS Society supported us with equipment, information, guidance, and endless support. They were there from the beginning to the very end. My hope is that this type of support can continue to be provided to all families dealing with this disease. I encourage all of you to share your experiences, spread awareness, and do what you can to support the equipment loan program and vital research initiatives so that we can have a future without ALS. Thank you.
This is my 5th year participating in the Walk to End ALS.
This is my 4th year.
This year is my first year participating in the Walk to End ALS.
This is my 1st year participating.
This is our 2nd year.
This is my 5th year.
My 6th year.
This is our 4th year participating in the Walk to End ALS.
This year I am walking for all the clients and the families that I have worked with throughout my time with ALS Canada.
This year I'm walking for my husband, Mark Gehrig, who passed away in February 2021.
This year I'm walking for my mom.
This year, I am walking for all people with ALS, their caregivers, and myself.
This year, I'm walking for Team Charlotte.
This year, we are walking for Team Scott Williams.
The one, the only, Dr. David Taylor. Dr. Dave Taylor is the VP Research at ALS Canada, and he's here with us now to answer a few questions for us. Dr. Dave, happy Walk Day, my friend.
Happy Walk Day, Justin.
Obviously, so nice to see you, and I wanted to ask if there's anything in particular you'd like to share before we get going.
Yeah, more important than anything, I want to say thank you so much for your effort and your support and all the fundraising that you do. I get to see firsthand the impact that all of your fundraising and your support does for people living with ALS today and for people living with ALS in the future as we get to those all important treatments and leading to a future without ALS.
Now, I hear you, and I just think how amazing it is, how many people have come out to support this important cause. I'm wondering if you can explain to people what happens to those dollars that are raised today.
Yeah, we are 100% donor supported organization. So that means every dollar that you put towards research is going to be incredibly important towards getting to that ultimate future without ALS. And I think what's super important is that in 2021, we're now in a world where we may see 2 or 3 therapies that are going to Health Canada for approval for ALS, which is unprecedented. And what's amazing is that so many of the walk funds from previous years have helped to support the foundational work that has led to those therapies of today. And it's your fundraising now that's going to lead to those better therapies that are going to get us to that future with ALS in the very soon years to come. So it's incredibly important. And I look forward to continuing to tell you about how those dollars are being spent in the best possible way.
That's amazing. And what's this I hear about the Brain Canada match?
Yeah, this is super exciting. Once again, like 2020, every dollar that goes to research is going to be matched 1-to-1. And so as you know, with the 60% going to client services and support and 40% that goes to research, that means that if you donate $1,000, for example, not only will $600 of that go towards our support services, but $800 will end up going to research. So that's a pretty good deal and a great partnership we have with Brain Canada.
That's awesome. Greatly appreciated. That's great news. Thank you so much, Dr. Dave. The work that you do is inspiring. Even if I don't understand all the work that you do, believe me, it is inspiring. And I understand that you're such a professional and you're so dedicated to your work that you're always in a suit. You're always professional.
Always.
Even when you run. Today, you're running today in your suit.
I just got back from a 30-kilometer race walk.
Wow.
Yeah. Very high intensity.
Do you wear dress shoes with your suit while you're race walking, or do you put on a
dress boots, actually? Yes.
That's awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to you posting on social media, Walk to End ALS, do a little hashtag before that and send those photos out. We would love to see them. I think that might boost sponsorship and fundraising dollars just with those photos alone. So nice to see you, Dr. Dave. Thank you so much.
Nice to see you too.
And happy Walk Day again.
Thanks, Justin.
It's time to hear some music. I would like to introduce Rose Baldino and Brian Buchanan of House of Hamel. an awesome band who is here to perform a song for us today. Rose and Brian, hello, happy walk day.
Hey,
Hello.
Justin.
Thanks for having us back. This is
Awesome.
great.
Yeah, everybody loved you last year, and we're so thrilled that you can be with us again this year. Thanks so much for joining us. Now, before you get things moving, Brian, beyond what the pandemic has thrown our way, I understand that a lot has changed and happened since your participation in last year's virtual walk. Would you mind sharing a bit about your connection to the cause with an update to the community?
Sure. So a couple of years ago now, I connected for the first time with my birth mother, Angela Rickman, who lived in Ottawa. And about 2 months after we met for the first time, she was diagnosed with ALS, and it was really aggressive, and she deteriorated pretty quickly. But we got to see her and spend some time with her over those few months. And then, of course, the border shut down. We're outside of Allentown, Pennsylvania, and so we weren't able to get back across the border to see her after March of last year, and she passed away over the summer. So she gave it a good fight, and she was a wonderful, wonderful person. But she is the reason that we are connected to this worthy cause, and we're happy to be here playing for the walk.
Awesome. Look, thank you so much for sharing your very personal story with us. And in light of the challenges we've all faced over the past year, I'm absolutely thrilled and filled with gratitude for everybody joining us today in support of the ALS community. Okay, guys, it is time. House of Hamel, please take it away.
We're going to play an original song for you, and this is called In the Dark. Enjoy. 1, 2, 3.
Summer heat, crows circled over like a warning in the sky. Shots like the winter's grip, shots like a lashing whip, tore through Winona one morning in July. Fear in their hearts and eyes, fear's where the money lies. Those bearing witness saw their honor forfeit. Heaven's a southern sun, heaven's a pointed one, Lord flowers in the dark and threw away the key. There's no answer, but still they try to find guilt in innocent eyes. Illuminated left inside, for flowers will die. Crooked before a trial, crooked like Evan's smile, striking a juror for the color of his skin. Again and again he tried flowers for his own pride, true to his conviction to condemn him for sin. There's no answer, but still they try to find guilt in innocent eyes. Illuminated left inside, for flowers will die in the dark. The days are long and the years go by, like a river wild, like a river raging. Faces fade and darkness grows inside these walls, inside me. The world outside left me behind, and I'm alone, and I am aging. Behind these bars I long to find a way to fly and to be free. Fight for the lives undone, fight for the honest ones, fight to determine whether he will live or die. Far from his family, 5, 10, now 23 years up in parchment where he'll never see the sky. Daylight on hallowed halls, daylight where shadows fall. He flies for freedom like a bullet from a gun. Far from his final walk, far from his prison block, far from Winona will flowers see the sun. There's no answer, but still they try to find guilt in innocent eyes.
You guys are incredible. That was awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today. Is there anything else you would like to share with everybody watching?
Just thank you so much to everyone who's contributed over the last few months to this cause, which is very dear to our hearts. And yeah, thank you so much.
And happy walk day.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks guys. Happy walk day. We hope to see you in person one day, and we're grateful for your support. When our walks are in person, each event has an honor wall. This is the place where participants write the name of the person they are walking for. This has become such an important part of our in-person walk event day experience that we moved it online last year, and we're bringing it back again. I encourage each and every one of you to head over to walktoendals.ca/wall to share a little bit more about who you are walking for today and why. We are also joined by another incredible person from our community, Taya Jones. Welcome to the show, Taya.
Hi, Justin. Happy walk day.
Happy walk day to you as well. Taya, we've gotten to know each other a little bit, but maybe you can introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are and explain a little bit about your connection to the ALS community and the walk to end ALS and why you're joining us today.
So I'm an ALS Wonder Woman. I was diagnosed with ALS in 2018. I'm also a single mom to 3 great kids, Sage, Reese, and Mac. I'm affected mostly in my arms, my hands, my shoulders. My kids and I are a team. We get through each day together, and we are working together to raise awareness for ALS in the hopes that the more awareness we can bring to the disease, the more we can work towards treatment.
That's awesome. Look, you have 3 kids, we have 3 kids, and our kids also like to get involved and help spread awareness. They have a lot of fun doing it. We did some videos last year for ALS Canada. How old are your kids? We have 8-year-old twins and a 13-year-old.
Twins?
Yeah.
Jeez. Sage is 16, Reese is 14 and a half, and Mac is 13. And yes, they like doing videos too. They helped me with for Gehrig Day, doing a few videos. For them, it's about their messaging of saving their mom. So I think it's a really special spin on the awareness that they're doing. And I'm appreciative of how they've embraced it and the hope that we have in our home that brings us when we get to participate together in little videos and post them on my Twitter feed and see the responses we get, and they like to participate in that with me.
It's touching, it's compelling, and it's nice to have them in your corner, and we're in your corner too. I really appreciate the energy that you're bringing to the finish line today. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you would like to share with the thousands of supporters who are out there participating, fundraising, people donating, volunteering, sponsors, everyone coming together to make this day happen? Any message to them?
I think it's so incredible and overwhelming sometimes to think about how many people come together for this walk and for ALS. And I truly feel like the more we can bring together, the more we bring to the disease and awareness, because the more awareness we have, the more funding we get. And right now, ALS is an underfunded disease. It's not untreatable, it's underfunded, and we need to have more money. So we need more funding so that we can have effective research. So that when we can have research, then we can make our way towards treatment. And with treatment, I survive. And that means my children grow up with their mom. And I think there are many other families who are out there feeling the same way. And our message is of gratitude to the people that come out and participate in any way that they can. And the virtual walk is another interesting way, and it draws attention in the most positive of ways for us. And that in the end is what matters.
Look, Taya, thank you so much. I could not agree more with what you're saying and with your message. Thank you so much for joining us today. Your message was really inspirational. Happy walk day. Now, everyone, how you doing on that scavenger hunt? You should have found 5 letters by now, and it's okay if you missed 1 or 2. Keep track and we'll help you fill in the blanks a little bit later on. Now we have a few more messages from the community. Let's take a look.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
If you made a donation to this year's walk, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Your donations mean so much.
So much.
So much.
So much.
Your donation means so much.
You are making
Such an important impact.
Such an important impact.
Such an impact.
I cannot thank you enough.
I cannot thank you enough.
You give me hope.
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 Your donation brings us one step closer to a future without ALS.
We are the Williams family, and we are trekking for ALS. We are so grateful to have been supported by ALS Canada since 2015. We have seen firsthand the value and benefits of the services and equipment that is offered through ALS Canada. Thank you to everyone who continues to support our family.
Hey, it's Ron McLean. First of all, thank you for what you're doing here today. ALS Canada and the Walk to End ALS is fantastic. And if you're participating, much love and gratitude for that as well. As you can see, my life is that of a storyteller, and a storyteller centered around sport. So I'll just tell you two quick things. One, Chichi Rodriguez was a golfer who had a line I really admired. He used to pray before big putts. And Chichi said, I didn't pray that I'd make the putt. I prayed I'd handle it well if I missed the putt. And I always loved that metaphor from the very beginning of my career. And I've read stories, specifically ALS stories. Dean Stock, Steve Barber is a good friend of Joe Thornton from St. Thomas, is gone now. Dean is gone now. Mark Curtin, former Toronto Maple Leaf, is living with ALS. Tom O'Shaughnessy. We all have friends who have been confronted with this insidious disease, and how they've responded is that story of resilience, that story of adaptation that you often hear in sport. And Lou Gehrig is the ultimate example. Lou, as you know, we call ALS Lou Gehrig's disease. He pulled himself from the lineup in 1939 after 8 games. His strength was gone. And they won the World Series. He attended every game that season, 1939. And after the final one in Cincinnati, a 10-inning victory, they're on the train home to New York City, and he's in his quarters with the mayor of New York, LaGuardia. LaGuardia offers him the job as the parole commission head. He said, Lou, there are many men in our prisons, some of whom should be released, some of whom should not. You're the perfect guy to use your remaining strength and interest and gift to do that job. And he did that job until he died June 2nd, 1941. And I think it's, he stood in front of the crowd and called himself the luckiest man alive. It's all a spirit that you represent today, because forward is forward. Enjoy the walk. Be safe, and much gratitude, ALS Canada.
Holy moly, Ron McLean, what an icon. How cool is that? Thank you so much, Ron. Appreciate your support. And sticking with our sports theme, I would like to introduce everybody to somebody really special named Tom Sterling. Now, Tom is a former McMaster student athlete with the Marauders, and he was part of the 2011 Vanier Cup National Championship football team. We have a champ with us here today, folks. He currently coaches for the University of Guelph and volunteers his time with the Burlington Minor Football Association. Recently, Tom gave a TED Talk with a message to caregivers, and he's offered to share a little of his message with everybody today. Tom, thank you very much for joining us today. Happy Walk Day.
Happy Walk Day to you as well. Listen, I can't tell you how happy I am to be a part of something like this. And thank you so much for the nice introduction, Justin. But if I really wanted to go into things, like you mentioned, I had the amazing opportunity to give a TED Talk on my own experiences with everything. And I really wanted to make sure that the caregivers that are along with, the ALS, whether it's a patient, whether it's a person or a parent, whatever the case may be, are recognized and know that everything that they're doing is so appreciated and they are so loved for everything that they do. I know that with my own case, my mother was a very special person, obviously to me, but to so many people as well. She had such a positive influence on so many different people, and her positivity could not be dampened by a disease like this. And so she always made sure to say things like, hey, it could always be worse. You know, even when she lost the ability to walk, she would say, as she was in her wheelchair, listen, I've got a chair everywhere I go. I can sit down, no problem. You suckers have to stand. So she always had this overwhelming smile and positivity, no matter what she did. And I try to carry that myself. And along with that positivity, she always made sure that we knew, whether it was myself, my mom, my dad, any of the PSWs that we had, our friends and family, that we were so appreciated for even taking time out of our day, you know, as if working for her and helping her was a burden to us, but we, you know, enjoyed doing it, and we enjoyed spending time with her and everything else. But she was just so appreciative of everything that we did. And I know how lucky I am to have a situation like that. And so many people don't have that same kind of appreciation. And I wanted to make sure that everybody knows that even if someone doesn't outright say it, that you are loved and you are so incredibly valued for all of the work that you do. I saw a tweet a little while ago that really summed up and gave me a good sense of things with my own little twist on it. And the whole story was this: a person had gone to their therapist, and the therapist described grief like your life is in a box, and in that box, there's a balloon. When you first go through a certain tragedy, that balloon is fully pressed up, and inside of that box, there's a button called grief. And after a tragedy like that has happened, because that balloon is so big, that grief button is always pressed. Every time that grief button is pressed, it feels like you just lost that person for the very first time. When you're first kind of going through things, you feel that sense of grief, but slowly and surely that balloon starts to deflate a little bit. But because it starts to deflate, it starts to bounce around. Every once in a while, it bounces and it pushes that button. And whether it's months or years down the road, that grief comes back, and it can still be, you know, that crushing feeling that you had. And it's a really good representation of how I felt and still can feel going through the day. But I added my own little twist to it. I added a remembrance button. And so with my mom, in order to help us get through the loss of our grandparents, her parents, when we were younger kids, they used to live at a house, and the address was 939 Glendale Avenue. And she said, okay, kids, every time you see the number 939, you think of your grandparents. So anytime we saw it on a clock, if you saw it randomly out during the day, we would just see that and go, oh, hi, Granny, hi, Papa. And just, it was a nice little thing. So when she passed away, my family used that as well. And you can say, you know, we were looking for it, or there's, you know, we're certainly aware of it because of this. But we've had some outrageous scenarios with this. One of my favorites is my sister was running in a half marathon, and she's running through, and as she's coming to the finish line, she sees a time, and it's like 9 hours and 20 minutes. And she goes, well, maybe if I slow up a bit, I can make that 939 and just make that special. But Mom's rule was, if you force it, it doesn't count. So she remembered that, and she continued on through. She finished the race 939th, and her best friend, who knew my mom and was so loved it with her, finished 9 hours and 39 minutes. There's coincidences, and, you know, certainly you could say that's a crazy coincidence or whatever else, but I choose to believe that that's my mom just showing off and saying, hey, I'm still here, I'm still with you. And so every time I see that number, my face lights up, and I just say a quick little, hi, Mom. Whether it's on an analog clock, on a license plate, in a crazy scenario like that. Just recently, I was working for a company here and trying to edit a video, and the video title was the 939th of the videos that we had filmed. Like, it's just crazy the amount of times that I've seen it, but it just gives me that happiness. And more often than not, that balloon seems to hit that remembrance button, and I'm just remembered of her amazing smile and her amazing personality. So if I can give one thing to people who are going through something like this, is those memories can often be very painful to go through. You can see those happy memories and, you know, really miss the times that you had. But I would instead challenge you to think of the positive side. Be grateful that you had those opportunities with that person, and remember them for who they were, not the sickness that was attached to them. For me, When I think of my mother, it will always be a smile and her arms wide open, ready for a big hug. I hope you can all find some kind of solace in that and create your own kind of memories. But once again, I wanted to say congratulations on finishing this walk. And I'm so proud of all of you for taking part of this. And thank you to the ALS Society for even allowing me to be here.
Tom, what a message. So inspirational. I know your message will resonate well, not only with the community that's involved with ALS, but the population at large. And please make an effort to find Tom's YouTube video. And one thing I know for sure, and it's what I found, you're going to become a huge fan of Shelley, his mother, and of course of Tom. Such a powerful and great message. And for the rest of my life now, I'm going to be looking at 939. And I know we just met, but I might be reaching out to you at random. Guess what? Guess what I saw today? That's yeah, that's a great legacy that your mom's left behind with you yourself. You're a living, breathing example of her positive legacy. So nice. Okay, we've heard from Ron McLean, and I know you're a football guy. Did you see the awesome video from Mark Shapiro, the president of the Toronto Blue Jays, that was shared on ALS Canada's Facebook page on June 2nd, Lou Gehrig Day? It's so amazing to have the support of Major League Baseball, and they've committed to honoring this day, June 2nd, on an annual basis moving forward. And in case you missed it, we thought we'd play it again.
Hi, I'm Mark Shapiro of the Toronto Blue Jays. Today is an important one in the history of our sport. It's Major League Baseball's inaugural Lou Gehrig Day that we will mark each year on June 2nd. We are proud to be honoring this day, to be celebrating the legacy of this tremendous Hall of Famer, and to raise awareness of ALS. The game of baseball and the ALS community are united by our connection to Lou Gehrig and what he stood for and represented. He was and is an inspiration for so many reasons. As we pay tribute to him today, we also recognize all who are living with ALS and have been personally touched by it, including the 3,000 Canadians who bravely face this devastating disease every day. ALS forced Lou Gehrig to retire, and it took his life much too soon. Today, 80 years later, there is still a pressing need to find a cure. We are pleased to be playing a small part in that through our efforts on the field. And I can't think of a better way to kick off ALS Awareness Month in Canada. To those of you participating in Walk to End ALS events across the country this month, know that we are cheering you on. From our team to your team, thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Mehek and I'm the Etobicoke Walk Coordinator. I first got involved with the Walk to End ALS after losing my mom to it in 2017, and it's a way for my family and I to honor her memory and support the ALS community. It warms my heart to see how we've all united against ALS despite countless obstacles, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who has been involved with the fundraiser this year, who has contributed in any way, for everything you are doing to help us continue research for a cure and continue supporting critical patient services. Thank you so much.
My name is Sarah Mcguire, and I am a Senior Regional Manager with ALS Canada. I've been working with the ALS community since 2010. As a Regional Manager, I provide support and assistance to people living with ALS in the community. I help them to navigate the healthcare system, and I advocate for much needed services. During my time with ALS Canada, I have had the honor to work with the most resilient and courageous people I have ever met. And I am so excited to be part of this event today that unites us as a community for one common goal: to end ALS. Thank you for joining us.
Now I am pleased to bring back Tammy Moore, the CEO of ALS Canada. Once again, happy Walk Day, Tammy.
Hey, Justin, good to see you back here on the finish line. Nice that we can be together. I know it's not in person, but it's still the way that we can come together virtually to help support our community. And Justin, did you do your 5K?
Yeah. I did it in 12 minutes.
Oh, very good. Very good. I'm very impressed. That's
I'm a liar. I'm a liar.
Were you driving?
I was, that's the thing, I was driving. Is that allowed?
Hey, you know, we can walk and roll any way that we need to. Justin, thanks for being here again. It feels great to know that we're united here as a community on the finish line for the Walk to End ALS.
Well, Tammy, I have to admit, I'm having so much fun. I do every year, whether we're in person, even these virtual events, so much fun, a lot of great energy. The energy in the community is so great, and the community brings that great energy every single time. It gives me so much hope. Tammy, do you mind if I ask what your walk activity was this year?
Yeah, absolutely, Justin. So, you know, I had such an interesting experience last year when in the lead up, starting on June 1st, and as we kicked off ALS Awareness Month, that I actually started to do, I had committed to doing 21K a week, you know, half marathon, but I took a whole week to do it. And so I did that same sort of thing this year, where over the past 20 days, I have been doing my kilometers every day to get to my 21 a week, really reflecting on the thousands of people who are with us here today. Even though I can't see all of you here on this finish line, I know you're here. And because no matter how we need to change what our walk looks like as an organization, how we need to pivot as a community, what we need to do to adjust, we will never change our why. And today I was walking for my cousin Doug, for the people who are living with ALS today and in our community, the people who are affected, the loved ones, family, caregivers, the community around our community, for the people who will be diagnosed, and for the people who we remember, the many people who have touched our hearts as they have been on a path with ALS. So this morning, Justin, I logged my 5K just to make sure that I got it done. So unlike you, I didn't take my car though. I actually did my walk. So thanks, because Justin, we all believe that that a future without ALS is possible. And this community, collectively, the people who are affected by ALS, the researchers who have dedicated their careers to understanding this disease and moving us towards therapies, the clinicians within Ontario across the country who are helping to care for people with ALS, and the many healthcare practitioners around them, our volunteers like you, as you're here today, Justin, our board, our committees, our councils, our staff, we are connected as a community. It really gives me hope and reminds me that we are closer now than ever before on a future without ALS, especially as we start to see those therapies coming into Canada.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of hope on the horizon, Tammy. And maybe if I could bridge from that last statement to this new question, can you talk to me about why fundraising to end ALS in 2021 is so vitally important?
Well, it's always important, but it's increasingly important as we're seeing the need for advocacy, and the advocacy to be able to talk to companies, to make sure that they're aware of Canada as a marketplace, to be able to help them to move the therapies through so that they're able to apply to Health Canada and through the reimbursement process. The work that we are doing to support people who are living with ALS today, you know, I know we're hearing from our regional managers today, but it's because of the work that they do to be able to help support people on their path with ALS. Their work as regional managers helps to give people the confidence and reassurance that they're not alone on this journey with the disease. You know, and we're here because of the research, and fundraising helps us to invest in promising research, build capacity within Canada for care and for clinical trials. And now more than ever, it's an important part of what is necessary to be able to help us to move forward.
That's awesome to hear, Tammy. We're about to reveal the big fundraising total, but before we do, I want to talk about our scavenger hunt. Perhaps you've heard about the scavenger hunt?
I have. I've been following the letters. I love word games.
Scavenger hunts are super fun. Even if you're not a seagull, I don't know what that means. That's a shout out to the seagulls. Ha! Throughout the show, we've been doing a scavenger hunt activity, and the letters have been appearing on the screen for the people following at home. Now, everybody knows that it will reveal a special message, but we haven't shared the last 3 letters yet, so nobody knows what the message is. And I think it's time that we show them the last 3 letters and reveal the message. Is everybody ready?
I think they're ready.
There it is. The time is now. The time is now. Tammy, can you explain to us what that means?
Gladly. So today is the Walk to End ALS, but tomorrow is Global ALS Awareness Day. And it's also the launch of our advocacy campaign. I've already mentioned about how important this work is. In short, we have written a position paper, and it's been informed by many stakeholder groups within our community. And we need every politician in this country to read it and to take action. The campaign is called The Time Is Now, because this community can wait no longer. We need affordable, equitable, and timely access to future-proven ALS therapies, and we need to change policy for it to happen now. To help get this message to every politician, we created a website that you can go to and add your postal code. It's that simple. As soon as you do, a letter will be generated and sent automatically to the relevant government officials that are associated with your postal code. So keep an eye on our social media tomorrow for the official launch. And Justin, if you can't wait until tomorrow, go today and visit als.ca/timeisnow, and it will give you all the detail that you need. And you can already drop in your postal code and make sure that your voice gets added to our community.
That's awesome. You know, you guys have made it super simple, and there's really no excuse not to do that. Thank you so much. That is really awesome news. Big news. Thank you to everyone who was following along on the scavenger hunt. Make sure you all check the website. As Tammy said, keep an eye on social media and your inbox and make your voice heard. I got to admit, when I saw the first TH come up, I thought it was going to say thank you. And of course, thank you for sure. But this is amazing news. Tammy, are we ready to reveal the total amount raised?
I think we're ready, Justin. Have you got that drum roll ready? I want to see you on your drum set.
Yeah, this is on my chest.
Congratulations to everyone for all of your hard work in making this a massive achievement. Thank you very, very much.
Well done. That is incredible. So impressive. A big thank you and congratulations to everyone involved. Tammy, thank you for joining and for everything you and the entire team at ALS Canada. What you guys do for the entire community each and every day of the year is admirable and greatly appreciated. What a great day. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's the word of the day, Justin. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow on Global ALS Awareness Day.
Okay, everybody, that's it. We did it. I am so honored to be a part of this community. Thank you to every single community member and volunteer for everything that you did today to make this day so successful. To every walker, to every fundraiser, every donor, every person and every family who has ever been impacted by ALS, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, to play us out, we have a performance donated by aerial performers Elizabeth Dawn Snell and Jennifer Fell of Artists Play. As you watch, keep an eye out for the names of our top fundraising teams and individuals, as well as recognition of our generous sponsors. Thank you, congratulations, and happy Walk Day, everybody.
You give me hope.
Great.
I like that. I like that.
Like that one?